Okay, so this is down in Rhode Island on October 7th. Turned out to be a beautiful day, mid-70s, water temp's like 63 right now. I'm fumbling with my camera because I'm a rookie and should have had it going as soon as I got on the water. I went and dropped down the 1-ounce jig head, had a 6-inch strip of pork on the back. Really was just jigging it along, kind of forgot I didn't have my camera on my head. Put the camera on my head when the rod was set down. While I was picking it up, set hook, and up comes a nice sea bass. So on this trip, I was trying to go after some false albacore, striped bass, and bluefish. Really, I get distracted by my fish finder, what it comes down to. If I see something on the fish finder, I'm going to try to mess around. So, went and jigged up this first sea bass, which was the best one I caught all day. This guy was 18 inches. Okay, so a little while later, I kind of drifted out, switched to the white 1 1/4, or I guess it's glow. I don't know if it actually glows, but epoxy jig, and it was just bouncing that off the bottom in about 35 feet of water. Really so that if I saw all of a sudden albacore or something else, I could cast, with it on the surface, but at the same time, it works as a good jig. So this guy was like 16 inches. Alright, so I've been doing a lot of blind casting in the morning, kind of wander around. I saw birds here and there, kind of hit or miss, just a handful of birds, and it was always just sort of like a blitz on the surface for a split sec with these albies that were all around. This was probably the longest blitz I saw all day. I kind of put myself in the center of a couple of these things just so I could paddle up and not really need to do too much work to kind of get into them. You can kind of hear the birds as they're diving right there. This guy, of course, beat me to the punch, and I end up casting pretty much right in his wake. And this is the 7th 1/8 ounce olive green epoxy jig now. So if you watch, right when I set the hook, about 3-4 feet in front of the kayak. And there we go. Alright, my excuse for the heavy breathing is I have a cold. I mean, I still need to get to the gym, but I'm blaming it on the cold. I guess one other note is I would be screaming right now, like losing my mind normally, but because there were so many guys all over the place, I kind of wanted to keep it on the down low that I had a fish. I'm sure it was quite obvious with the bent over rod and me sort of zigzagging along here and there, but it was it ended up failing, but I had tried at least. So this is some 30-pound test Power Pro. I've got a 3-foot fluorocarbon leader on it. It's also a 30-pound test, and that's just tied with a uni knot. Yeah, he ripped it out on me. Alright, so right here, I gotta snap a picture, send it to all the guys who are still at work, because this was a Friday. And of course, the bummer about this fish was they were very keyed in on the bait, and a lot of guys are not catching. I didn't see anybody catching fish, really. Of course, there was the one guy nearby me right now, and there was a bunch of boats. I mean, there's a ton of boats out here, and I'm sure that's normally how it is in this area, but being my first time, I didn't know what I was getting into. But either way, I picked this fish up right here, and I should have kept the camera rolling when I throw him back in the water, because within minutes I have 6-7 boats all around me. I got guys dropping clams behind me, I got guys all but casting over me. They spooked all the albies that were right there out of the area, and I ended up kind of moving out and continuing along the jetty wall, trying to blind cast, really just get out of the way. Sadly, that was it though. I mean, I caught some more sea bass jigging when I was kind of putzing around, but it was pretty much quiet from that point on. We used maybe a cold front, some wind, something to mix it up. I think it would have been better. But they're still going to be around for a couple weeks, so I'm hoping I can get down there at least one more time and have some better luck next time.